Hey loves, so today we're going to talk about the elephant in the room, homeschooling. So most of us parents are not teachers. We are, the moms and dads that go to parent teacher conference and send the supplies and help with homework, but we're not on the front lines when it comes to education for teaching our kids everything that's necessary, honestly. So this whole situation has kind of opens our eyes, if not for you, for me for sure. It's opened my eyes to just how difficult it is to be a teacher. Oh my goodness, I've seen so many memes like your teacher was not the problem, it's your kid, or seen people like scraping off best kid ever or best student ever off of their car. Like everything is a meme, is a joke, but honestly our children's education is not a joke, and it's kind of in our hands right now. Everyone has pretty much been restricted to their homes. A couple of people are still working, essential personnel, nurses, doctors, people who work in the grocery store, gas attendants. Like, we need all of y'all. So we appreciate everyone who is still leaving their house, risking their well-being, honestly, and going out and providing the services that we need. I'm still working. Actually, I'm about to go on leave though. I had leave planned for the kids' spring break. Who knew that spring break was going to be about 3 months long? And my husband's still working. So we're out there still trying to provide for the economy, but homeschool is a thing. So I'm going to talk to you guys about what we've been doing, how I've been implementing it, some of our wins, lots of fails, lots and lots and lots of fails. And I really hope that when I come back at the end of this whole situation that I'll have some really good insights and really good best practices and some things that I can do even when the kids go back to school, like the building, the schoolhouse. I'll be able to assist more when it comes to the teachers. So if you're struggling, or if you're just a mom that want to feel like someone else is going through the same thing that you're going through, because you are not alone, I promise you, you are not alone, then stay tuned. Now, I do want to throw in a disclaimer. If y'all hear the baby crying, if y'all hear TV, if y'all hear the kids talking, if you hear random music, if someone busts in the room, please disregard, okay? Look, we all in the house. The kids can't go anywhere. We're stuck here. So I'm like in a corner in my room trying to film, right? It's a lot, but at this point, everyone understands. So let's just get right into it. So Dylan is in 3rd grade. First of all, his birthday is this week. So we did like a little at-home game night type of situation. He got his presents and we sat down as a family, played game, ate pizza out the oven, right? And had a little bit of fun. So that's one thing within like all of these things. But he's in 3rd grade, so which 3rd grade is like a really tough grade, honestly, because they're learning like the fundamentals of all the things that are going to add to later: geometry, algebra, just different things. 3rd grade is like a pivotal age. I'm like, bruh, oh my gosh, why could we not be in kindergarten learning colors? But it is what it is. So I'm still working, and when this all first went down, when it all first happened, I was working 12 hours a day. Let's not lie for the government. I work from 5 a.m. or 5:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. period. But now they're like adjusting schedules, whatever, what have you. Today's a Monday and I'm at home. It's cool. So things have kind of shifted, which allowed me to change how I was homeschooling him. So what we do is we do 6 to 7 days a week. So I'm not going to sit here and say every single day. We didn't do anything yesterday, which was Sunday, because it was his birthday party. Focus was just on other things. But I have to realize in school, they're doing about 8 hours of work. With lunch and playtime, about 6 hours of work. Here at home, we're doing like an hour, okay? An hour focus time a day. And I have to fight for that hour, believe me. So we're doing every day. It's Saturday. Yes, we're going to sit down and do some stuff. It's Sunday. Yeah, we're probably going to sit down and do some stuff. And that's just how my husband and I have decided to do. You have to do what works for your family. At the end of the day, you can't do what they do in school. You have to do what works for your family. I'm working, my husband working. Putting together hours in one day is not going to work for a 5 days. So there's no way we could get up, do all these different subjects for an hour, 30 minutes or whatever, 45 hours a day, because we have to work. So what works for us is the hour of focus time a day. Now, what I also do is I have zero media time. And what that is when he has to play with his Legos, he has to play with his books, he has to play with his action figures. He has time where he has to do something that doesn't involve his tablet, his TV, his phone. Yes, he has all of those. So he has to do things that don't revolve around those. He can draw, he can play bubbles. That is the time that he's allowed to just be a kid. And then after dinner, after he takes his shower, whatnot, what have you, he's allowed to have his media time, of course. That quiet time that mommy needs by that time. So another thing that we have incorporated is having a routine. So I do allow him to sleep in. I mean, look, they're not going to school. I get it. I'm not waking him up at 6 in the morning or 7 or 8 in the morning. But around lunchtime, so when I was working all day, what I would do when I came home for lunch, I would wake him up. He would take a shower, get dressed, and then start our work. And that's still what we do. So around lunchtime, I wake him up. He has to take a shower, brush his teeth, put deodorant on, put fresh clothes on, no pajamas. I got clothes on. And then he's sit down, he eats his lunch, and then we do our work. So that is what we do. That is the routine that works for us. So he knows when he gets up, if he gets up before, then he's allowed to do whatever he wants. But lunchtime is when we start our classwork. So that is our routine. You want to put together a routine that works good for you. Another reason why we did lunchtime is because that's typically when the baby takes her nap. So if little mama is down, then I can focus on Dylan, giving him the time and effort that we need to work on stuff. Because right now it's not only about review. Like, we have to do new stuff. Like, we're going to be doing perimeter today. I have to teach them new material because like half the year has gone by, but if he doesn't learn everything that he's supposed to in the curriculum, the next year he's just going to be lost and gone. And at some point, everything's going to get back to normal and the kids are going to be expected to know all the stuff that the teacher would have taught them, but mom had to teach them. So I have to teach him using, the energy, and I have to have the baby sleep or with the older brother, sibling, or with her dad, and give Dylan that time so we can focus on new material, right? And then third thing that we did is focus on 1 hour at the most of focus time. So it's when he comes, we sit down and it's focused. This is our time to learn. This is our time to do this together. And a big thing that I've had to do is incorporate myself in it. This is our together time. I'm going to sit here with him and do the work. Now today, because I'm filming, he's reading without me. But usually what we do, I'll read a chapter, he'll read a chapter, we'll talk about it, I'll have him draw. But I do, even though I'm not sitting there with him today, I gave him something that he was able to do without me. And then what we're going to go back and do once he's done that assignment is work together on the next thing, which is perimeter. So incorporating yourself. Now, not hovering. Teachers don't hover. So I give him an assignment and I walk away. If you need help, then you can come. But usually I'm in the close vicinity. But reading, I have found that doing it together is something that he really likes, and it makes it more enjoyable for him. So that works for us. So I'm going to show you guys really quickly some of the materials that I have. Now, I purchased these from Target and from Amazon, and then some of them actually came from the teachers. So what we've been doing is let me just show y'all. I got these books from Target. They were in the dollar spot, and if you can see, they have days of the week on them. So this is what I've been putting our assignments in. Now, it did get a little haywire because I was in the field. I tried to give him work to do. there was no follow through, right? So this is kind of what we've been doing. So Monday did happen. So first there was a journal entry. So I tried this every day when I was in the field, and it didn't really work. He's not at the age really where journal entries are what's going to be popping for him. But if you have an older child, you could do that. Or if you have a younger child, maybe have them draw a story. You know, drawing actually works better for him at this age. And then I had like reading assignments. Again, now we've incorporated reading together, but then some questions about it. So this is what I was doing before. Now let me show you what I'm doing now, what we did today. So this is our work from today. So this is a review of all the things that we did our last time sitting down having homework, which was Saturday. So this is something new that they've been doing. They've been rounding. Rounding is something that I know that the teachers were already doing, but now he's plotting points. So that is something new that's incorporated. So taking the old stuff and adding to, that's the whole point of school, right? So these are some of the things that we had worked on. Rounding to the nearest and then plotting the points. And then we have words that are our vocabulary words this week. I have a vocabulary book in here. I will show it to you guys in a second. So practicing with them. So we learned what is a synonym, and then he had to tell me what synonyms were for some of his vocabulary words. And then lastly, on our review, because this is our review, he had to tell me the main character in the book that we're reading together, and then why is the friendship unique between the two main characters. So what I've incorporated or will be incorporating is review each time. So each time we come tomorrow, what we're going to do is review the things that we did today. Now, another thing that we're doing today, now I had to rack my brain, right? Because he got the plotting points really easy. So now I'm like, okay, so what's something else new that we can review that, first of all, I know how to explain. It's going to put him above the curve or where he needs to be. And I was flipping through some of the books and perimeter came up. And I was like, oh, we can do that. Because that is adding. That is addition. So this is what we have right here. So it has perimeter. It has explained what perimeter is and how to find it. And then we have some examples. Y'all, these are my stickers for my planner, okay? But they're different shapes. And we're going to talk about like sides, unlike sides, and then tomorrow for review we're gonna do like not even gonna try to find a math word, but sides that are completely different, right? So that is what I've been incorporating. I will have to find like something different because these aren't gonna last too much longer. Like they're out of school the rest of the school year. But I do like those, and it does give historical data. Another thing that I've ordered are some inserts specifically made for homeschooling. So that way I'm very visual, so I can see what exactly we've been working on, and it'll be easier for me to plan my what am I planning? My lessons? Oh my gosh, I'm a teacher, y'all. So that's another thing that I've been doing, trying to incorporate some of the stuff I know that they've been learning and then add in new things in there, trying to think of things that really make sense that I can teach, that I'm not going to be too frustrated trying to teach, and that it's building, right? So eventually we'll do area. We're not going to do area yet until we review multiplication, because I don't really know exactly where he's at on multiplication. But once we brush up our multiplication, then we can do area. So that ties in math and is that all math? Yeah, Lord. Okay, let me show y'all really quickly these books that are behind me. So this is a book that we will read. It's Wild Things. It's a pretty big chapter book, but just know where your child is with reading and always incorporate some reading. Just because they're out of school, you don't want to slack and then they fall behind the curve. Dylan in reading is actually above the curve, or yeah, that. So we have a lot of books, but they're books that he started, hasn't really stopped. He hasn't really gotten the concept of a chapter book is meant to continue to read until you're done. So we're working on that together, but just have some books at their level so they can incorporate reading every day. I got this from Target. Target? No, I got this from Amazon. I will link down below. Sorry, my nose itch. I will link down below the stuff that I can from Amazon if it's still available. There really wasn't that many items available because I think a lot of parents were already on this train. But this is 3rd to 5th grade vocabulary. What I like about this is that they are broken down into lessons. They have a theme. Our first lesson had 10 words. This is what they're used to in school. And then they also had a theme, so synonyms. So it's something new to him. Today when he had his work, he was like, well, I don't remember what a synonym was. I referred him back to this. And then he was able to say, okay, so my nose itch. So we're learning, right? And then in this, it has different things for them to do. So he was able to see the words and find some synonyms. And then at the bottom, it has like this mystery word. They have things where there's like excerpts and then there's questions about it. Again, mystery word. So this has one more page for the 10 words that we've started. So today we will do that after his reading, and then we will do a spelling quiz, and then the questions that he got wrong, he'll have to write 3 times each. So that's that. All right, so next I have this. This is gonna take a while to kind of incorporate, but these are kitchen science experiments. So what I'm gonna have to do, because you know everything is like short, we could do this though. You know, I have to see what we have in our house and how we can incorporate it in with this. So this is gonna take some research and some actual time on me sitting down doing this, but at least once a week I do want to incorporate science because science is very, very, very important. And the kids love it, and it makes it a little bit more fun. So I have this book that is from Amazon. And then I have these are also from Amazon. So I have 3rd grade reading and writing. So the days that we're not reading our book, I'm probably gonna make 2 days where we're doing this, where we're taking and reading excerpts. Yeah, they can't see you, babe. Well, they can see you now. Where the book is covering you up. Where they have to read an excerpt and then answer questions or whatever. So these are not different lessons. These are each 2 pages kind of is an excerpt that goes together, an excerpt and reading, but it helps with the reading comprehension portion that he'll need to master essentially. And then I have 3rd grade math. Now the difference between this is that this is not teaching, this is all review. So you're only going to get 1 or 2 pages per subject. So you have to find other avenues to get the teaching portion, but this will give you some great review and something different. So there's like 1 page on here on perimeter, and I will probably throw that in on a review day, a day that we're not doing anything but reviewing what we've already done. So that's that. So what I did purchase from Target is this. This is Brain Quest. This is one of the well-known at-home study books for kids, but it's for 4th grade. Dylan's in 3rd grade. So there are only some things that I'll be able to get out of here. Now, towards the end, however long this goes, or in the summertime, there are probably a lot more things that I'll be able to touch on here because we're going to be really in the groove of homeschooling, and at that point it's just all on me. So as much as I can get him above the curve, I plan to, but there are some things that he understands out of this workbook that we've already worked on together. So this is definitely a good look. Oh, now keeping with the Brain Quest, I have these. So these are just some questions, and he's so excited about trying these out because they look fun, right? But the questions are hard. They're like, okay, what are all the odd numbers between 0 and 10? That's not. Is the moon larger or smaller than Earth? Let's see. When you solve a subtraction problem, what's another word for the answer? Mother spiders teach their baby how to spin webs. Does paper come from an animal or a plant? 6 plus 16 plus 23 plus 14. So these are like tough. So what I think we'll do is on, like, again, a review day, we'll take these and learn some new things. These will be like random things that we'll learn because he's not gonna just know the answer to these right off the bat. Baby, they can't. No, they can't see you. Yes. So, almost done, guys. This is a long video. Babe, shut the door. Your daughter's screaming and stuff. Oh, Lord. So another thing that I got from Target is this. This is the activity mat. This is just kind of for like a brain dump. This has where he can make a plate. This has where he can draw fruits and vegetables, green. He can learn to identify the different types of food. But this is just going to give him just that relief, you know, of I'm not trying to learn right now. I'm just trying to chill. So the last items that I have, guys, are these. These are Go Math books that his teacher last year actually provided for us. These are textbooks. So these are critical for right now because they have all the learning material pretty much, you know, back in the day. So they don't do it anymore. My high school son does not. He don't know what a textbook is. But back in the day, you know, you had your textbook for every class. You put it in your locker, and in between classes, you went and got your textbook for the freaking class. You did page 58, 1 through 10, and that was like classwork or homework. They don't do that anymore. So these are textbooks, guys. So excited. I actually got to look on here, find some stuff on Perimeter while you're playing. But these are going to be critical in helping me teach the new material to Dylan and like getting different examples, different ways of saying it, things to show him, like, y'all, yeah, the struggle. So those are all of the materials that I have for this journey for homeschooling, right? If you guys have any suggestions, please let me know down below. There are also a lot of websites that the teachers have put out, that people from Instagram and YouTube have put out, and Pinterest. I love Pinterest. Pinterest is bae, okay? Still bae. So a lot of websites that I found on there. So I will also be incorporating some websites, making it fun, doing something different, definitely on light days or at least once a week. So just switching it up, making it different, having fun. You finished? Okay, that's blank.
I know. I was telling you what I was going to do.
Okay. Okay, go ahead and start. I'm coming. I'll be down there in one. Bring your dad a towel from downstairs. So, as you guys can see, it's a lot going on. So I'm going to go ahead and end this very long video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. I really hope that this was a little bit helpful. A little bit. I found that being organized and also kind of learning from other people is what's going to help me get through this homeschooling journey. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.